if you're really bullish on what you're selling, so like actually for some historical context here, when my first SDR job out of college, the software I sold sucked, and I knew that. And so I didn't feel good asking for a meeting or pushing because I'm like, I don't believe in what I'm selling. But when you are fortunate enough to be selling something or doing something that you're like, oh no, I know this works, this is worthwhile, then you have to completely shift your mindset to you're not asking them a favor by asking for their money. Like you're actually doing them a favor by proactively putting what you have to offer in front of them. And if you have that underlying belief, like this was my approach on every single cold call I ever make it calm, this is what I think about. Like they're going to pick up the phone. They are the right person. They need what I have to offer. I am going to convert them because I'm the expert. And I think that's something that, like, tell me if you struggle with, you're usually on the call with C-level leaders, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever have like imposter syndrome? Because you're like, I'm talking to a chief. My favorite like go-tos when someone says like follow up with me or send me a recording is, first of all, I use like my personality and my humor a lot in sales. So I'll be like, hey Julia, can I be super honest with you? You say yes. I'm like, typically when people say follow up with me, like I never ever hear back from them again. Is this the case here? And then I do some digging. I'm like, hey, like usually when people see value and they're excited about this, like they want to have another meeting, they want to learn more. Feels like that's not where we are. Can you shine some light on where I missed the mark? So like just asking those really blunt questions about like, normally when I show people this, they get really excited and they want to learn more or understand what the next steps are. That doesn't seem to be the case here. Can you help me fill in the blanks? Like, where's the misalignment? I think those questions go so far as to just like really actually give you insight into where you are in that sales cycle. Are they even remotely interested? Did you completely miss the mark and you're never going to hear from them again? Are you close, but they need to hear one more thing? Like those kinds of direct questions are just absolute game changers. I like the limited small talk. I think that that's actually more effective. Something I would recommend on all your calls when you're speaking to like high level up people is just immediately address the fact and call out the fact that like that's an expensive meeting for them. It'll make the prospect feel less rushed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you just frame like, hey, like by the way, going to this call, no expectations be like purchasing a package or anything like that. The goal of this call is to learn a little bit about your world, show you a little bit about how we're helping other leaders, and then ultimately, if there's interest, we can find 30 minutes to talk way more in depth about what a package would entail. Like think about how different that feels to a prospect than, hi, I'm Julia, here's our 19 slide deck, what is your credit card number? Like it's just an entirely different flow and feel. Value is for HSC, it's like people want live training with people that are still doing the job. Creators or people like me don't want to have to manage and organize all that stuff on their own ad hoc. There's one place that bridges the two gaps. Like it's that simple. Like boom, the value's there. Don't feel like you have to go 3 layers deep into the weeds about what it actually does. For the call, you should not have like a preset list of questions you're going to ask for discovery, because what they say should lead to your next. I always give this example, like if I were to ask you what you did last night and you said, oh, I went out to dinner, like in natural human conversation, I'm like, oh, that's awesome, where did you go, what did you have, was it good? But like the second people do discovery, it's like, where did you go to dinner, oh cool, what's your favorite color? First call, like the things I know I need to understand their business priority and pain. I know I need to briefly speak about going at a high level, and then I know I need to get next steps. Like that's it. If I do those 3 things over the course of the call, that's awesome. So however I get there is fine. I don't have to doesn't have to follow this flow or this script or this, like that's unrealistic because you're dealing with another human and you don't know what they're going to do.